We welcome you to a playoff edition of the Coach's Corner here. I'm Matt Romeo with YSN here with the Poland Bulldog head coach Tom Pavlansky. Coach, thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks, Matt. Good to be here. Thank you.
It's a Week 12 edition, right? Got the
Yep.
bye week in the opening week, so big matchup coming up against Liberty Friday night, 7 o'clock at home at Dave Pavlansky Field. And speaking of Dave Pavlansky Field, we are right down the road. We are here at Bulldogs Bar and Grill. We got this amazing food here. I told Coach I changed it up. I went with the mild wings. I wanted to, I heard good things from the server about their sauce. We got parents rolling in here. It's a good time here at Bulldogs. Coach, let's get down to it. And before we get started on the game, I want to kind of reflect a little bit. We've had this pattern the past couple editions of this show, reflecting on your seniors. Tonight we got another trio here. We got J.J. Fonda, Anthony DeLomo, and we got Aiden Vranches. Talk to me about what those seniors have meant to you throughout the last 4 years.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, their contributions have been immeasurable. I can't say thanks enough to them. It's evident every day that being a Poland Bulldog and being a Poland Bulldog football player means something to them. From the three, Aiden was with us as a freshman, played a little bit on the offensive line, and then then he went the soccer route the next 2 years, and he came back this year. Coach, I want to try to kick for you, and you know what? And he's just had a heck of a year. He's filled a role that we needed. After losing Jay Stefanson for the last 4 years, Aiden
big
stepped
hole to
in.
fill.
Oh, huge hole. Yeah, huge hole to fill, and Jason's doing his thing now at getting experience at YSU and. As part of their program. So, but Aiden, in the springtime, he came out and he said, I want to try it. And I said, okay, hey, here's what we're going to do. Come July, we're gonna work you out and see what's going on. And, we'll try to be as upfront as possible with you. And he came out and he was booming the ball. And, he competed with our freshman kicker, Salvi Karamusa. And they both did an outstanding job, and we felt as coaching staff that, it's probably better to have Salvi do the extra points and field goals and let Aiden kick off for us and be a kickoff specialist. And that's what he's become. He's able to pooch the ball when we want to pooch it. He's been able to kick it deep. If he gets enough of a wind behind him, he's going to kick it out of the end zone. And, but when he kicks it deep, he can get down to like the 5-yard line, the 3-yard line. And, then again, if you get a little extra wind in that, then he can get in 5 yards deep like he did tonight in practice. So, been very fortunate to have him here, and he's been working hard and making sure that his body's right and, and his legs right. That, on Friday night we need it. He's done a heck of a job. Anthony DeLomo, again, a 4-year member of our program. Anthony is a wide receiver, and he started every game for us this year, and he battled an injury last year, but he came back, and in the off season he told me, Coach, I want to do anything I can to be on the field with you. Be on the field for my senior year, and you know what, he has gotten better and better. As a receiver, nice big target. I know the ball hasn't found him too often, but he's been all right. He's when the ball's been coming to him. He made a great catch for a touchdown against Field. He made some other big catches here later on in the season. But his blocking has been as good as any other receiver we've had here the last 5 years. And that's huge in our offense because,
so
in our
underrated.
Offense, we run the ball. We got over 2,000 yards total of on the ground. And and we need all 11 guys to block there. And at receiver, he's taking a lot of pride in it and doing it well, and understand that hey, that's just as important as a catch. It is creating that block and getting that block. And also another thing that people don't see is that Anthony during the week is that hey, on scout offense, guess who our receiver is? It's Anthony. Getting reps and doing what we can do. Or sometimes he's been a quarterback here, scout team wise. But Anthony has had his best senior year, and that's all we can ask of anybody. But really proud of Anthony DeLomo. And then, the third one tonight is J.J. Fonda. J.J., again, is a 4-year member of the program. I remember, the very first polling contest I saw as a head coach here was our junior high against Canfield on a Thursday night before we opened up against them. And, JJ was our quarterback for the 8th grade. And, he did a real good job. And, as things evolve, his freshman year, he moved out wide to the receiver and DB. And his sophomore year, he was a special teams guy for us, and he lettered. Did a tremendous job for us. And then, last year, again, he filled in offensively, he filled in defensively, played a big role, had a huge catch against Struthers last year, week 10, for a touchdown to put us up 7-0 before the half. He had a great run in the playoffs, had a couple picks. And then this year, he's only picked up where he left off and where he's played an exceptional free safety for us. The coaches in the conference unanimously voted him as a DB, first team selection. And again, he's done just a heck of a job for us defensively, offensively, and special team wise. And I couldn't be more proud of JJ Fonda. But again, I feel like a broken record. All our seniors, we couldn't be more proud of them about how they've been acting, how they've been getting after things, and being leaders for our young guys. And you know what? They have a chance here to get their 30th win here tomorrow or Friday night as a senior class. And that's going to put them like 3rd overall in our history. And, in our 81-year history for a senior class to have that many wins, hey, they've made their mark, but I know they want more. They're not satisfied. And so we got to make sure we do all we can here to let's take care of business on Friday and, against a really good Liberty team. And, then let's see what happens. But, but that's the thing. They've always kept things right in front of them. They're not looking ahead. It's right now, what's most important right now. And like I said, I can't be more proud of them.
Absolutely, and what a diverse group of players to interview tonight. Talk to them all at one point in the season earlier in the year. Ranches, the kicker. He came from soccer, kind of like Brandon Aubrey, if you will, with the Cowboys. He can boom the ball.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to see his growth throughout the year. And also you have Deli, who he's a basketball guy.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to him, and now he's making his way. I love the fact that he's all over the scout team and playing different roles. Same with Fonda. Fonda is someone I remember distinctly calling his name last year, calling Bulldog games, and it's nice to see him back in the mix this year and making a difference with leading. So absolutely. So and we got this game coming up. We had Friday night. We had a bye week. Talk to me about what's the difference in preparing with that bye week in there instead of, now you got the 2-week layoff instead of just playing 7 days later.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good question. And, I tell you what, I'll let you know after Friday night how we did, if we did it right or not do it right. And but we felt going in that we wanted to make sure our young guys got some reps, that our older guys got the necessary reps they needed to get, but also got some rest. Those guys that are banged up in that, we want to make sure we got them rest. But last week, last Monday, during the bye week, we had a half-hour practice offensively and defensively just for the younger kids where the varsity kids just lifted. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we went offense and defense for 45 minutes each. And, we had a heavy emphasis, again, on the younger kids getting reps, And then Friday, we took the day off on Friday. And then Saturday morning, we knew who we were going to play, so we practiced Saturday morning full gear, got after it really good for about an hour and 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes in the morning, and, had one of our best practices of the year. Really did. And then, then Monday, we just, we started our game week. It was our normal game week now. And so that's how we handled it. So hopefully, it's going to serve us well here on Friday. And But like I said, nobody knows because this is the first time it's happened in Ohio. The state decided to follow through with the coach's recommendation that we put forth back in January of 2021. January of 2020. And, I guess, hopefully all good things have to wait sometimes, whatever that adage is. And But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And, all we know is this. It's week 12. We're playing a really good football team. And so, hopefully our time has served us well.
Absolutely. And one thing I think about when I think about bye weeks, and it's a completely different sport here, but this year I read that the Phillies, in the playoffs, they had like a little bit of a layoff before they're waiting on whoever won the wild card round. they actually had a simulation. They had a game. They invited fans to that, inter-squad scrimmage, and that's what kind of Saturday reminds me of. You guys said you got after it a little bit. What was that practice like?
It was really good. I mean, we were started right sharp at 8 o'clock, and the kids were flying around right off the bat. And we started defensively, and our scout team did a heck of a job, and just giving our guys looks and that. And I said I couldn't be, there's more proud. They were intense, they were focused, and they were sharp, and so that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely not. So all that preparation. Big game coming up Friday. Let's talk about it. Talk to me about Liberty. Good football team. I might add.
It really well coached. Coach Perlogo. I've been fortunate to know him for the past 25 years, I want to say, or so. Coach Perlogo is one of the better ones around, and as I said, I've been fortunate to get in the coaching circles to talk with him a lot, and that. He was just an exceptional coach. He did a heck of a job at Warren Kennedy. As an assistant for Coach Bake when they won a state title, and then he took over when Coach Bake retired, and he led Kennedy to not one but two state championship appearances, and so he knows what playoff football is all about. And and when you put Liberty on tape, whether it's week 5, week 10, week 11, whatever, their kids play hard, their kids play together. You watch them special team wise. And, because that's where you really, I think, separate, especially in high school. And you can tell who's being coached on special teams, the little things, but their angles, this and that, and, all the plays. And, their kids don't take a play off. They don't take a play off. They are doing what they're coached to do, which doesn't surprise me at all because of the quality and the pedigree that Coach Perlogo has. And, we got to work it out for us. And they got 3 guys that we haven't seen on the schedule all year. The Moody kid and the Tutwiler kid in the backfield. I mean, they are a 1-2 punch that it's like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. It's really good. And and up front, the Perry kid is 6'2", 300, number 55, and he gets a push. On both sides of the ball, and he is like I said, we haven't seen that kind of a lineman all year, and we've seen some good ones, but I tell you, I don't think we've seen these guys, and so we got to work it out for us. We got to play well, just like and you should expect to play well. You have to expect to play well if you want to move on, because it's like I say, it's week 12, and so our guys are excited. I know Liberty's gonna be excited. And I think it's be a great atmosphere in our backyard, and so it'll be the first time since 1978 that Poland and Liberty has played each other. So hey, I think I say it's the playoffs, and it's the greatest time of the year.
It is pretty cool to see 2 local teams going at it head to head. It's round 2. This is playoff football, and there's no cakewalks. And had the privilege to call Camel and Liberty week 1 of the season. I was telling you before the interview here. It is a really good football team, tough defense, and Coach Perlogo, class act.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, as I say, he has that program. He has the program going in the right direction, and and so it is. We got to work it out for us on Friday.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you. Friday night, Dave Pavlansky Field, 7 o'clock. If you can't make it, we'll have it for you on ysnlive.com. Coach, best of luck to you.
Thanks,
and
man.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Yep, thank you.
We'll have the players coming up in just a moment.
Thank you.